He's Welcome to the Predictive Playbook. I am your host, John Ryan. I'm here with Don Buster. And Buster, welcome to the show. We're going to get right to it. I know you're looking
Thanks,
at the
John, for
major.
having me.
Yeah, always, buddy. Always. This is always a great show here on Thursday. I look forward to it every single week. And then you on the Manny's Pub show that airs Monday through Friday at 4 Eastern is always a treat, too. It just there's a great group of guys and a great cast of experts, really, through and through.
Yeah, it's lots of fun, and even a guy that's been doing this like myself for 40 years, I even learned some things, especially in a bunch of stuff, how these guys handicap. It's always good to grab a bunch of, ideas of handicapping, and for yourself, then you put the best of everything that you hear and put it together for yourself to be a handicap yourself.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true. I always learn at least, I always say one thing, but to be honest, it's probably more like 5 to 10 from that Manny's Pub show. And, starting next week, we're actually going to start some football stuff too. College win
Oh,
totals
really?
are out. And, that's my wheelhouse, college football, and especially the NFL. For whatever reason, those are my lucky charms. And, of course, the NBA playoffs. But, it is what it is. I have to say before we dive into your free pick, the stat that I had in the hockey, just to put this out there, was this. So Tampa Bay scored 8 goals in Game 5. And moreover, it was a shutout. So this has occurred 10 times previously in the last 20 playoff seasons. And the 2011 games were, just incredible because it was the Flyers and the Penguins, and it was an 8-4 game. The very next game was a 10-3 win by Pittsburgh. And then I ran, what happens next? That's kind of our new hashtag. What happens next? X team beat Y team by, 50. All right, what happens next? That's all we care about. So this was 8-1 going into last night, and the Islanders, credit to their fans too. They're a tough, resilient crowd and very boisterous, and they pulled it off in overtime and in dramatic fashion. So now the momentum here in Game 7 is all on the Islanders, I think, but then maybe offset a little bit by the Tampa Bay Lightning being at home for Game 7. So, well, I know you're a hockey guru expert yourself. Do you have any thoughts initially on this game?
Well, John, I think we talked about this on Puck Time on the Tuesday, because you had put that out for the Puck Time guys to show them that stat. So
Yeah.
Carmine brought it up on the show. I know he was a Tampa Bay guy. I actually gave my clients for the series New York Islanders plus, it was plus 220, and I said on the show, I figured this has 7 games, written it all over it. And when I saw your stat, my first thing on the show, because I was going to have a bigger bet on the Islanders, I said, well, now I see something like that. That's just not a stat. That's something a little bit more.
I thought it was.
Yeah. So I actually went with because I have the percentage play plus 220. I thought we'll just sit back and watch. And then we have a great little hedging spot if we want for game 7. We can, like, money management wise, we could, whether we go 1, 2, or 3% on Tampa Bay. It just depends on what you want to do. You could actually do 3% break even, and you're sitting there with, I believe on what I've got going, you have a free roll with the Islanders for 3%.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
It'll be up to my clients. I'll put that out to them later tonight, give them the scenarios, and go from there. But so unfortunately, John, I was very happy with the result last night. And but I tell you, you got some great stats there. You might want to send them.
Right.
No, of course not. No,
not always right.
Like I always say, I hear these stats. Oh, this is 17-0 on that. Well, you know what? Tomorrow it could be 17-1.
Right.
That's right. I mean, it is a stat, and I think we even talked on the Manny Pub show. you only use that as part of your handicap, and then you go through other procedures to see if it all mixed. But if it sits on the right way, that's more, like I said earlier, it's a little bit more than a stat.
Right. I completely agree.
Yeah.
But Major League Baseball, I know we talked about some targets here on the Thursday Major League Baseball card. Most notably, Baltimore is on the road in Buffalo, New York, to play the Toronto Blue Jays. The Blue Jays are in 4th place, and the Orioles 5th place in the American League East, where a lot of teams are just struggling, such as the Yankees. They went 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position against Kansas City yesterday. Some mind-blowing, confusing trends, especially in the American League East. But in this particular matchup, we have the Orioles are 28 games under 500, and they're not a good team. And Toronto,
let's just call it like it is, John. They stink.
Yeah, I shouldn't sugarcoat it all the time, should I?
No.
But Toronto is, great offense, but they're only 2 games over 500, but within 6 games of the division-leading Boston Red Sox. And a pitching matchup here is pretty interesting too, with Dean Kramer, a rookie starting pitcher for the Orioles. However, he's 0-6 with a 6.20 ERA. And then Anthony Kay takes the hill for the Toronto Blue Jays. He's winless as well, 0-2, 6.43 ERA. I am very interested to hear what your breakdown and what the best bet is for this matchup.
Okay, John, as I said when you were talking there, I interrupt you, sorry about that, saying how Baltimore really stink, and they do. But in saying that, they are professional athletes, right? So I'm a situational bettor, and a lot of my clients, they know it's just, even in NBA, I had bet a lot of numbers, situations. So Baltimore, they're terrible. They just got buried again by Houston. I think last night they lost 11-0 or 13-0. It was, they're just not competitive with the top teams. But here is one of these ones where I like to say, plug your nose and put a little pizza money on this. But you mentioned the pitchers. Both of them, let's just say, a terrible ERAs right now. Both guys young. But here's the thing, situational-wise. Toronto I would like to say come home, but they don't. They go to Buffalo, and that's where they'll be playing the rest of the year out. But they come home because that is their home off of a five-game road trip, and they play the next within 24 hours. They're playing at home. A lot of times, like I always say, you come home, you hug the kids, you kiss the wife, you got other things going on. Did you pay that bill? Did you do this? They're normal guys just like us, except for they're making millions and millions of dollars, right?
Right.
So I like playing the situation. A team on their first home after a road trip, if the situation fits. Well, I dug a little deeper here, John, and with Kramer, although he's terrible, as we said, he's 0-6 or whatever, he's getting better. So in April, his ERA was 8.40. May, 5.87. A couple starts in June, he's down to 3.97. Now you get Baltimore, who, they're not that good. But where they are good is going against left-handed pitching. And they're hitting 275, which, as you know, John, in this, I won't call this dead ball, but with the way the offenses are going so far this year, that's pretty good. So
certainly is.
I'm just going to do a first 5 play here. They're getting plus 150. Kramer holds that lineup that might not be too interested to get into this game right away. You have K, lefty. Maybe Baltimore jumps out on a 3-0 lead. You won't trust their bullpen, so you'll never, ever, ever bet Baltimore full game. But maybe down the road, just watch these spots going against lefties on situations. And that'll be my little free pizza money play for the people that are watching here is Baltimore plus 150 for the first half.
Oh, I like it. Buster. And I noted too, just in my little notes in prepping for the game here, Kramer's pitched once before against Toronto this year,
Right.
June 19th, actually, which is last week. And
Exactly.
although it wasn't, he went six and allowed two in a 10-7 loss. So to your point about the bullpen, there's
Yeah.
a guy who had a quality start, and you said he's getting better and better, and this is proof positive that he is, but he still loses.
Yeah.
And
But he
that
didn't lose. I don't know if he lost the first five that time.
no, he
That,
definitely didn't because he went
no,
six and allowed two.
yeah, but they might have been 2-0 for Toronto, right? I can't remember, but I actually think he won that
He did
first
win
five.
it.
Yeah.
He won. I just can't remember whether it was 7-2 at that point when he came out.
You know what? Baltimore was winning. Yeah, I'm not sure how, but
Yeah,
so many games going on, and with NHL playoffs and NBA playoffs, my attention's a little bit more on that right now.
a lot of numbers.
One other point, which I mean, it doesn't really mean much again, but it means a little.
Yep.
His ERA on the road is better than it is at home, so that's something else too.
Yeah, for sure. So, anything going on with you over at Sports Memo coming up tonight? Any special deals? Where can people find you most of all?
Yeah, you can find me at Sports Memo. I put out free plays a lot. I put out free golf plays at Don_Buster. You can find me on Twitter there, and just I give out free plays and tell you when I have a big play up in that. I've been doing really well in NBA playoffs this year. Hit my total play last night, which moved me to 13-2.
Awesome.
My last 15 in the NBA playoff totals, and I believe I'm hitting around 64%. I'm just waiting to see what's going on tonight with that Phoenix game. So I'm going to have I'll have a NBA MLB game, a double play that I usually put up. But that'll be probably in a couple hours yet, John. So you can go over to Sports Memo, check that out.
Yeah, that's awesome. And 13-2 guys,
Yeah, it's a nice run.
these veterans, and I include myself in that statement. I haven't. We've both been doing this for more than 25 years, so we must have learned something along the way to still be doing it. And first of all, it's a lot of fun, and we have a passion for it. So with Buster, go over there and get the play. More importantly, just don't get one play and then get frustrated if it loses. I mean, the guy's 13-2. That means he lost 2 times. If you would have bought that pick, it would have been bad luck on you because you missed 13 other wins that you could have had on a 30-day subscription and not miss a play. So
actually, it's funny how you say that, John, because one of those 2 losses was, if I remember right, was a 5% play. I ended up losing it by 1.5 or something. But I mean, those things happen, right? Like last night, I had the game over 226. I mean, how terrible is the shooting by these teams from 3-point? I mean, these guys are wide open. I'm thinking, I know some 14, 15-year-old guys and girls that can hit those wide open threes, no problem. So, I mean, these are professional players. I couldn't believe that first half. I mean, that total, you might want to take a look again. I believe it's the same total. If they play wide open like that again, you'll see about 240 in game 2. I mean, you got to believe some of these ones are going to go down because that defense was non-existent by both teams. And if they keep letting Trae Young walk in there and shoot those little teardrops, it's going to be another long day and a lot of points being scored. So anyways, sorry.
yeah,
I
agree.
I know that's a little off topic. Sorry, John.
No, that's quite all right. I mean, I totally agree that the defenses were not present in that game last night. And I took a closer look at Trae Young's 48 points, and it was kind of sugar-coated. They gave him that teardrop. They gave him those threes. They gave him the threes from 6 feet beyond the arc. And, you think of Steph Curry when you see Trae Young launching those threes.
Yeah, Damian Lillard did the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
This is just a shot for him. I'm sure if you had the stats, the percentage on a shot for these guys, they might be hitting 30%. I don't know. I'm just guessing. But They do quite well. Let's put it this way: their coaches would not let them shoot that shot as often as they do if they're not as successful, right?
Yep, I agree. Yeah, and for people that haven't never been on a basketball court at the NBA level, if you ever do get the chance, go out there and stand where they're launching them, and imagine guys that are 6'6", 6'10" running at you, and you have the focus and the concentration to throw it up there 30-some feet, and it hits nothing but net. That's something very few people can do, and that's why I always say we enjoy watching the best in the world do what they love to do, and obviously Trae Young is having a blast right now.
Yeah, just saying that. Like, I mean, I was very fortunate. Got some free tickets from some corporation once to be on the floor at a Raptors game a long time ago. And one thing I was amazed by is, these guys are 6'9", 6'10", stuff like that. But when you're around a whole bunch of these guys are like that, I have a couple of buddies that are 6'9", and they're big boys. But when you see a whole bunch of guys like that, it's like, oh wow, and how fast they are. Wow, it's amazing.
Is, oh wow, because I'm 6'3", and you feel 5'5" standing next to him.
Yeah. Well, I'm only 5'10", so you can imagine how I feel and looking up.
Every once in a while, you can see the difference between Trae Young and, say, Giannis. Like in the games coming up,
for sure.
They'll show a camera shot from the floor, and you can see the vast difference in size. And not taking anything away from either player, but when you're his size, Trae Young's size, you have to have some incredible God-given talents to be able to do what he's doing right now. So
God-given talents, John, and maybe cojones, big.
He's playing without fear.
Because when you go in there against those guys and you're going to get hammered a lot, I think you got beat up 2 or 3 times last night. Get back up and hit those free throws.
Yeah, absolutely. Buster, I have this promo for myself that Sportsmemo is doing for me. You and I are running pretty hot here in all sports. So this is $99. It basically will dovetail you into the NFL and college football seasons, where I was ranked number 1 in the NFL at 65% against the spread. And we'll look to hopefully do the same this coming season too. So this is an opportunity to get all my plays, a big-time test drive. It's basically 38 days. You're getting the last week of June here free, just $100. And if you're even a $50 per game bettor, this is an affordable subscription spanned over 40 days, because you're probably going to get well over 100 releases from me during this time period. And you're going to get my shows, talking about college football, talking about the NFL, getting all revved up, for the season, which we all do and we all love to do.
Yeah.
So, again, Buster, thanks for being on the show.
For sure.
I know it's terrible living in paradise down there off the Gulf of Mexico, and try to hang in there with that.
Yeah. Well, we only have another week, and then we're back to Canada. Well, the government actually came out and said if you're vaccinated, you can go back and you don't have to do all this quarantine crap and that, which they wanted you to go to a hotel and spend about $2,000, which we weren't going to do. We were fully vaccinated. So, but July 6th, we can go back. So
that's good news.
So we go back every July for 3 months. I think I had talked to you before. Have lots of family and friends there. So truthfully, as time goes on, I believe we will just stay here full time.
Awesome. Good for you.
Yeah. I don't know, John. I know you got maybe a minute or so. Just want to say, big game tonight with Montreal and Vegas in the NHL. So I'm a diehard Hab fan. Hopefully they can win a game, and who knows, maybe I could get back to Canada in time to see a game in Montreal. That's my hope, or who knows.
That would be awesome.
It'll decide on where, if that happens. But I know the 4th game is the toughest to win. Tampa Bay found that out last night. So it's going to be a great game. So for all the hockey fans out there, it's going to be a great game. And as I always say, go Habs, go.
I'll be pulling for you. I certainly will be pulling for you.
Thanks, John.
Thanks for being on the show, Buster. We'll see you, I guess, possibly later this week, or at least Tuesday on the Manny's Pub Show for sure. That airs every day, Monday through Friday at 4 Eastern. And we'll have a full house this afternoon as well. So make sure you get over there and enjoy a pint of beer with us, or your beverage of choice. It could be water. That's fine at Manny's Pub. So on behalf of Don Buster and Don Buster Sports, myself, Sportsmemo TV, and Wager Talk TV, may all the wind